Hello, welcome to or welcome back to the Cables, Lace, and Tails podcast. My name is Sue, and I am a maker from northwestern Wisconsin. I plan to discuss some of the things I am making, some of the gauge swatches I have done, and a fun few interesting tidbits here and there. So, first off, I will discuss. I am not prepared. Actually, I finished one thing. One sock. It fits. I still have to do the toe on the second sock, but I am finally done with one. I finished this yesterday. I have been working on a variety of items as usual, and I'm really happy to have that one done. I have to finish the other one now, and I will. And then that is the only finished object I have. I have a lot of works in progress. So let's see here. I also started to make some gauge swatches, which I will discuss in a little bit. Now, I have started a cardigan from Leisure Arts book called Necessary Knits. Get it out of the glare. And it is just called the Shape Cardigan. I'll just show you a picture. I am not doing any shaping. I am going to have it straight. It'll just be a straight cardigan for me, because I don't want to have shaping. It's going to well fine. I am using US size 8 or 5mm needles. I am using my 4 square. I really like that, especially for this cotton poly yarn, because my hands do get tired. I only do 1 8-row repeat, and the repeat is 10 stitches. And let's see if you can you see it? It's right here. I'll put it up closer. Oh yeah, now you can see it. It is starting to show promise. I haven't used a lifeline. I just realized in this. And then now that I said it, I probably should, just in case, because I don't want to rip back all this work. But I have worked on it steadily. I probably did about 3 repeats, because there's my little marker from last time I showed. And I'm not going to worry about the variegation of the yarn. Yes, I see that on the screen here, there is some striping, but I can't really, I'm not going to like change every other row. I'm not going to worry about it. It's just a simple cardigan. After washing it, probably like the first few times, some of the color will wash out. That's what I have found with my daughter's tank top that I made her out of the same color. And you know, it is now soon to be discontinued yarn because it was a Joann's yarn called Big Twist. It is a worsted weight, and it's coming along. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I have so many other things that I would like to discuss, and it's just, I'm plodding along, just like with my socks. The only reason why I'm showing this one is because it's finished. The others are in various states of being done, and I work on them when I can. I will say sunlight is the best light to work with dark colors, or like white. So today is a very gloomy day. I'm looking outside. It is warmish, and we are about to get a winter storm, so we have a remote learning day tomorrow. We're so happy. All of us. Anyway, so next I'm just working on my Lopey sweater. I am working the sleeves to a certain point. I have changed to US size 10 on here. I am referencing my other sleeve that I have now the 10.5 point double pointed needles on, and I'm just referencing for, like, you know, when do I do my increases. I believe it's every 5 rows, and it's coming along. It's kind of in that stage of where you have to pay attention but you don't have to pay attention, so that's nice, because sometimes you want to have a little bit of engagement with your work, and other times you're just like, I just want to get this done. I just want to think about things and just work on my stuff. So that is a touch base. I'm just touching base because I would like to discuss some other things. My Finley sweater, which is, let me get my book. It's a lovely pattern. It's not the problem. The pattern is not the problem. It's the person knitting it. I'm having all the problems. So I'm going to show you the picture. I'm just going to go quickly. This is the sweater I am making, trying to get it out of the glare. Last week I discussed on how I was choosing the wrong size and how I messed up. That part is done. It's just now I'm kind of in that framework that I feel like I am doing it wrong. I'm not. So far, so good. I did not hardly touch it for a while. I did about 2 rounds. Yeah, I only did about 2 rounds. There's my little progress keeper. But it's beautiful. I mean, the colors are very striking with each other. And I can't wait to actually see this part being done. But I have to pay attention, and sometimes it's not the right thing to do. Because I've been wanting just something simple to just knit back and forth. You know, like, not knit back and forth, stocking knit back and forth. Knit, purl. I am one of those people who like to purl. I really do. It gives my hands a different motion to do, and I actually prefer that than knitting in the round on some things. Some things you want to knit in the round, and other times you're like, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just want to go, oh, I finished a row, put it off to the side, or bing, bang, boom. Oh, I did 4. Sometimes when you're knitting in the round, it's like, oh, I'm so bored. All I'm doing is knitting. All I'm doing is knitting. There's nothing. And sometimes I just want nothing. I'm a very complicated person. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? So, that's all the things I have. I worked on my cherry blanket. I'm just plodding along. That's the one thing I'm doing in the round. And it gets really boring after like 3 rounds. I'm like, oh my God, how many? Well, there's probably like 400 stitches. So, you know, I added stitches to that one because I was afraid it would be too tight. So, this is something new. My coworker, who I mentioned last week, wants me to make her son a blanket. And she bought me the yarn. My cats are nuts about this yarn. It's just acrylic from Michaels. And it's the loops and thread. Oops, my hook is right there. Loops and thread. Delicate DK acrylic blend. So there's polyamide in it, I believe. There's only 315 yards per skein. And it's a 4-ounce skein, or 113 grams. Yep, here comes one cat. She's down below. Yeah, this is, yeah, 70% acrylic and 30% polyamide. It says it's a DK, and the hook size is a G or 4.4 millimeter. I am using one of my kits that I got a long time ago, and this one is a 7, and it's a 4.5 millimeter. Yes, because it's between the G and the H. I like it. It is giving me her son wants to be able to put his fingers through the blanket. So I'm just doing a simple pattern. I'm just doing double crochet. Oof, it's not holding. Here, I'll hold it up. And hi, hello, Anya. It's going well. I started this last night. I planned because I wasn't sure like how big to make this. She wanted it 36 by 40, 48, something like that. And I only have 3 skeins of this. So this is technically 34 inches across. My plan is to crochet 2 full balls and then a half of one and see how far we are. And then with that other half, do a border around the whole thing. And, you know, that should be pretty good. This is really lasting. I mean, crochet always eats up yarn. It's just the nature of it. It just eats it up. So I'm hoping to get at least 30 plus inches in length. I'm really hoping. I don't even know how much this is right now. It's about 2.5 inches wide. And I hardly used any of it. So here's a full one. So yeah, it's really pretty. I told her today I was kind of like, oh, the colors aren't that, you know, whatever, but it's turning into it. The yarn is so beautiful in color. It's that muted tones. It is just so pretty. You do not want to work with this with chapped hands. It would snag really bad. So I'm just going to work on this. I plan to do some stuff tomorrow for remote learning day via my work, and maybe I'll be working on this at the same time. So there's no time frame for when this is done, and I do not expect to be financially compensated for this because it was always my intention to help her. She is a very sweet woman, and she has had a lot to deal with health-wise, and if she cut her hand, so you know there's medical bills, and we all know how the medical system is. So yeah, I just want to help her. And that is all of my whips so far. However, I spent the weekend, where did I put it? Working, I think it was Sunday. Yeah, Saturday night into Sunday. I still have it on my blocking mat because I wanted to hold it up. I'm trying to see. So this is the swatch for the vegetable patch sweater. And I did it on size 8 wood needles. This is the second time I've done this swatch because the first time I did it, one of these, I can't see, one of these, I did 2 of the same. So this is the right leaning and this is the left leaning. Yeah. And I did 2 right leanings or 2 left leanings. I don't remember. So I am using Wool of the Andes yarn from Knit Picks in the color Shire. And it is this beautiful yarn. I actually bought an extra ball, an extra skein. See, do you see all the little different colorations? There's browns and golds and greens and a little bit of blue, and it's beautiful. It reminds me of deep forest moss. So my plan is to make the vegetable patch sweater out of the Homestead Cables book from Knit Picks. It is an interesting construction. I'm going to show you a picture. They used a tweed, and the pattern is actually by Annie Howard. I originally was going to do the 5th size, but that is 51.25 inch bust. It says it's supposed to be worn with 5 to 10 inches of positive ease. So I'm going to go down to a size, the 4 size, which is a 48 inch bust, and that will give me quite a bit of positive ease up top and just enough on the lower half of myself. It said it, so it recommended that you buy 20 skeins, and then you had to buy an extra skein for the belt option. And so I ended up thinking, well, what if? And then what if? So what if I make it and then I need extra yarn because for whatever reason? What if there's a hole in the future? What if I could, make a matching accessory with my extra yarn? So I bought 24 skeins for it was during my birthday last year, and that's when I had my gift card. I've been wanting to make this ever since. And so I did the pattern. I created my own gauge swatch. So I did 2 repeats, and so if you look at this right here, it's more well defined. That's because I did garter, 4 stitches of garter, 2 stitches of stockinette, and then you start the pattern. And the pattern when you work it this way starts with purl stitches, so you have that definition. But when you end over here, it's just all stockinette, and you can see it kind of just go into the border. So one other thing, I was working on this and I was using my they're not my largest ring stitch markers, but I was using my medium ring stitch markers for here, and I kept getting this really bad gaping, like right there, and I didn't like that. I was like, oh, and so for this one, I switched down to the smallest ring stitch markers I have. It's better. I also pulled the yarn so it wouldn't leave that laddering aspect to it. I have a stalker. My cat, Tallulah, is stalking me. Anyway, I was looking at the pattern itself, and it doesn't have you use any stitch markers. So with this one up here, I didn't use any stitch markers. So I'm going to take my measurements from the top repeat, and I would take it off the the blocking mat, but I have a cat here stalking me. So I am going to make the 4th size. It is made in pieces. So you do the back, the 2 fronts, and then the sleeves. And then you have to do, it's kind of funky. I will talk about it more in the future because I've read over the pattern, but sometimes you have to read it. For me, I have to read it like 5-10 times, and then I know. She's after everything. She just wants to be a helper. So it does have pockets. That will be a new construction for me. There we go. You can see her hand right there on the side. So I feel that once I start doing the pattern itself, it'll become a lot of muscle memory. But it was very difficult to focus on this gauge swatch. Maybe I was watching something that was taking my attention or whatever, but I just felt like this really needs attention, and maybe I need that right now. Maybe I need my boring knits that kind of go around and around, and maybe I need my knits that keep me focused, because there is a lot of stuff happening in the world, and I'm dropping everything. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm saying sorry for what I'm going to show you later. Anyway, okay, so it's coming along. I will work on it. I like giving myself things to do. Oh boy. No, no. No, 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 no. Anyway, so I have my big bin over here. Let me think. I lost my... I'm sorry. Here it is. Okay, my notes. I need my notes, because don't we all? All right, so this morning I got a... Okay, let me start over. About 2 years ago, I bought from Little Knits in Seattle, online yarn store, Barocco Chai in the silk cotton, And I was going to use that for that Leisure Knits, what do you call it? Cardigan that I'm making out of the cotton poly. And there's the yarn. I really want to use this. I really want to use it. I really want it to be either a t-shirt or a top or something. And then I have 20 skeins of this, so it might be a tank top as well. So right now I'm just doing a gauge swatch on my 4 square Sunstruck needles by Knit Picks. I felt I was going to do it on regular sticks, and then I said, this will be hard on your hands. And the Sunstruck really do help alleviate that pain. So this morning I just started my gauge swatch. I really like the fabric using the 6s versus the 8s. It's coming out a lot nicer. So I'm going to work on this a little bit more. I have ideas. But nothing concrete. Like the Sari Nordland tank that I have, and then there's a couple t-shirts or tops, short sleeve tops that I really want to do. And then at that same time that I bought those 20 skeins, I bought this lovely, look at how beautiful that is. This is what got me. This was more expensive than the 20 skeins of Barocco Chai. This is Barocco Dolce. It's an Italian yarn. But when I saw this, I was like, some of you may know, because you've known me for quite some time, I had a green cardigan, and it was a circular yoke cardigan. I got it at a garage sale when we went garage sale shopping before we went to college. That's how long ago. I think I still have it. I had to replace the buttons, and I don't know if it was wool. It might have been like a combination, because I was able to wash it in the washing machine, and it never felted. But I did get purple wax on it many moons ago, and I was like, oh man. But my body has also changed since then. And when I saw this yarn on Little Knits for like 80% off, I mean, it was an amazing deal. I thought, oh, I would love that for a cardigan. And now I got it like 2 years ago. I've been working on other things, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated by this because it has such a halo and it's super soft, and I wanted it to be a special item, and I couldn't decide what I wanted. It is made out of, so it's a 50-gram ball. It has 175 yards or 160 meters. It is 50% cotton, 20% nylon, 16% alpaca, and 14% wool. And you know, it is lovely. So this morning I got a bee in my bonnet. I don't know why. I thought to myself, you can't wait forever. You just gotta try it. I'm gonna hold it up. Well, that's not very good. There. It is lovely. Now, this is these needles I got free from Knit Picks. They're not sponsored. They're not sponsoring me. I got them free because I spent enough money in that one purchase that they sent them to me for free. Now, where did I put that? They are a size 7. Here we are. Nope. They are a size 7. And it was like a try this out thing. Here it is. So I don't remember the actual price of this, but I got it for free. So I spent, I don't remember how much. Say like I needed to spend $75, and I got this in November when they had their big $2, $4, and $6 sale, which is at the beginning of November. And the 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter, is from the Reflections set of interchangeable needles. These are just the regular Sunstruck needles in size 6. They sent 2 cords, one a 24-inch cord and another 40-inch cord, 4 end caps, and 1 metal tightening key. I know they have this and you can buy it. Like, you know, oh, I don't know if I want to try this out or not, which I think is a really nice thing. But when I saw that this was on like a free giveaway for it, I was like, add to cart. Why not? Why not try another set of needles? I mean, needles make a big difference, and these are a little heavier. Let's see. These feel a little heavier than my Knitter's Pride Zing. They also have a nicer pointy tip than my Knitter Pride Zing. I do like my Knitter Pride Zings a lot, but I thought if I'm going to use this soft yarn, I want to be able to pick it up with this pointy tip. Also, sometimes I feel with a really light needle and a really fluffy yarn, light yarn, fingering weight, it feels like you don't have the tension right. You don't have, it feels weird. That's how I'm going to put it. It feels weird and I don't like it. And I want to be happy. So I started working on this. If I didn't have to go to work today, I would have had a full swatch. And I've already measured the inside here, and I'm getting about 5 stitches per inch. I only have 10 skeins of this, which would be 1,750 yards. I'll probably be playing yarn chicken. I don't want to play yarn chicken. So I don't know if I'm gonna block it. I may not, because if I use my Ann Budd's book for circular yoke, I can just measure. I have never wet blocked any of my sweaters. This is one of hers, and it turns out fine. So I am looking at the circular yoke pattern, and if I get 5 stitches per inch and I'm making it the size 42-inch bust, I have found that like I think this is a 44-inch bust. It goes a little big, and maybe that is because I didn't wet block my gauge swatch. So I'm going to go down to a 42. It's a cardigan. It doesn't have to close. I just like having a cardigan on so I can take it on and take it off. So if I do 5 stitches per inch, and I'm going to make my gauge swatch a little bit bigger and see if I am accurate still, that would require, for a 42-inch bust, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th size, 1,310 yards. So I would have enough. If I went up to a 44-inch bust, it'd be 1,400 yards of yarn. So I was looking in my mind. I was actually doing this at work, and my coworker who I work with in the library said, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just tired." And I'm thinking, because I was like I was really zoned out while she was teaching. And I was just like thinking, well, if I had this cardigan, I don't want ribbing, you know? So I'm thinking of doing like, I'm trying to remember what the other one was. It's been so long and it's packed away. I think it was like a double knitted front, but I don't know if I want to do double knitting because I've never done double knitting. I mean, it would be a new skill. but I have been thinking about I-cords, like having a nice simple I-cord neckline and an I-cord down here. But would that be conducive to a button band? Oh, no, 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 no. Thank you. Yeah, this is prime target for one of my kitties. So there's a lot to be thought about. Now, with Ann Budd's book, she gives you options to do different necklines. She does options for different hems. You can just kind of mix and match your sweater. Let's see. What was I going to go with? Sorry, I lost my train of thought. My cat was scratching something. Oh yeah, provisional cast on. For this, she not requires, but gives the, if you're doing, how can I put this? Whether it's for the pullover or the cardigan, she suggests, I don't know why it's so hard to say, the provisional cast on method, which I haven't done. And I've been watching a video using tie-on tubing and try-it-on tubing and putting your stitches on that. And then you can come back later and then, you know, it's real simple to get onto your needles again. Or, and I have made a baby sweater circular yoke pattern. And I think it also stated doing a provisional cast on. And then I got it from Knitting Group Ann, and she's like, you don't have to. And I thought, okay. And so I just did a simple little, maybe 1x1 rib, you know, not very big. It was a baby sweater. I did enter it into the state fair, side note, and I got a blue ribbon on it. That was wonderful. So there's that. So I could just, I don't know. I'm in a lot of debating stages right now. But I really want a simple cardigan. I want it to be a circular yoke. I want it to be, my old one had like kind of balloony sleeves where the cuff was here, but I don't remember it having like a wide cuff. I wonder if it was double knitted. I'm pretty sure it was a commercial sweater. I'm more than sure that was a commercial sweater. But like, I'm just paging through this book. So like she gives different options like this. So here's one option for collars, like different ways of doing a V-neck finish. I just saw like different buttonholes. See, right up here. And I'm pretty sure that the old cardigan I had wasn't, was it? I thought it came down to a V. I'm going to have to really think about this before I start. But maybe I just do it similar but different. You know? That's why I like these books. Options. So, there's that. And I'm excited because this, you know, Yarn has been saying, hey, you see me, you look at me all the time, don't you want to work with me? And I do, and I will, and I have started. So that is great. I am very happy about that. And then what else? That's it. No, it isn't. I just remembered. So this is not knitting or crochet related, but it is a maker's related. My daughter is in 4-H, and our 4-H group decided to go to the paint shack in the town next to ours for its thing, and anyone could participate. And I really like to paint, and I haven't painted much. You know, last year was the first time, and that, no, was it 2 years ago? 2 years ago, whatever, doesn't matter. The last time we were there, I painted a flower, and then this time I did this, and I spent a lot of time on the background. Probably too much time because I was the last one. I was the last one painting. But then, the tree looks pretty good. At first, when I started working on the tree, I really didn't like it. And then I was feeling really rushed at the end, and I just wanted to get it done and look good. And I think it just kind of came together because then I stopped trying to make it perfect, and I just kind of let instinct, or, you know, let them let the muse take me. And it was really fun. Really fun. Oh yes. Yes, yes. No, no. Thank you. So that was a lot of fun. I would like to do that more often. But sometimes, time passes and you just forget about certain things. It does that size, this size, which was the deal our group got, was $20. And then she has shattered glass you could do, and the more stuff you add or the bigger canvas you use, the price goes up. It's really lovely. She's a nice lady too. She's a sweetheart, and she really helps you figure things out, and she's even judged at the county fairs. So I recently was using this book. It's an old date book I got. I accidentally bought. It only went from, it was like from August to, or July to July or something like that. And I meant to get like a full year, like all of 2024. And so I bought this in like December and didn't realize it was kind of superfluous because it didn't give me the full year. I have been using it to keep notes, to keep track of my gauge swatches and my yarn quantities. And I noticed that I must have sat on it or whatever, but the binding has been coming apart. And I really don't want this to get destroyed. So I thought to myself, well, because I have some other notes and whatnot in there, and I don't want all the pages to just go away. So I got this for a Christmas present. I got a gift card to Walmart many years ago, and I bought this, and it's just been sitting around. And I decided I'm going to organize my thoughts about my yarn and whatnot. So I have these little tabs, and so in the beginning of my book, I have gauge swatches. So then I'll have a like, oh, well, I use this needle for this type of yarn, and that is what I got for that gauge swatch. And then I have a list. It is 16 items so far of all my whips. One whip I ripped out, but I put it back on here because I really want to do it. Actually, 2 whips I ripped out, but I really want to do them, so I put them back on here. So technically, I only have 14 at this present moment in time. And 14 is really not that many for me. I have had up to 20 something, and it feels, how do you organize all of that? How do you keep track of all that? I have my methods. I keep notes. I have a little list on one of the things I do each month, and I kind of check off, each item is listed, and I'll say, oh, I worked on this today. So it gives me an idea of like what I've done. I have future plans because, how to get through rough times, think of future plans. And then I also put at the back, so it can grow or whatever, I have my yarn listed. So I have the yarn quantities, I have the amount of grams each ball has, I have the yardage, I have, is it palette is a 2-ply fingering weight, upcycle alpaca blend is a sport weight, etc. And so I have that all organized, which I took from my other thing. And then I had gotten this, I think, I know I got it at Target. I got it at the beginning of school. Because who doesn't like a new notebook? And look at, it's the 70s. My childhood. Oh, when I saw this, I'm like, it's coming home with me. It is awesome. So this is what I'm writing with all my podcast ideas, what I want to write, like what do I want to talk about. I keep notes throughout the week. Like I have Finley challenging, which is actually kind of nice because if I keep going on with this through time, and I actually am not getting that many views per episode, and I'm going to try a few different techniques. I'm going to try a few different things that I've been learning from others. But it does keep me motivated to make things. So even if I never make any money off of this, it is making me work through my yarn stash and create items I want to wear and that I'm proud to wear. And that right there is satisfaction enough. I mean, money would always be nice. Everyone wants money. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. So yeah, that is about it for today. If you like this content, please like and subscribe. And I hope you're all doing well. I'm really looking forward to Remote Learning Day tomorrow. It is going to be a lovely, and we're supposed to get a ton of rain up here in northwestern Wisconsin, a ton of rain, and then it's going to switch over to snow. So you're going to have rain, freezing, ice, awful, and then snow on top of it. So it's just going to be treacherous. It's March. That's what March is in northwestern Wisconsin. Sometimes it's easy peasy, and sometimes you think, oh, well, we're getting our early spring. Never believe it. It's always fall spring. Always fall spring. Spring doesn't really happen until Mother's Day. Because sure, you can have a really hot April, but you can also have a snowstorm in April. So I've been here all my life, and that's just the way it is. Anyway, I am going to crochet, and I'm going to knit, and I'm going to work on things. And yeah, and I really do like painting. It felt like using a different part of my brain, and it just felt like ignited. Is that a good word for it? Like all the neurons were ping, ping, ping. It was just a lot of fun. So what you do, I will say this, at the Paint Shack, you look down her gallery wall and she has all these different types of, and you say, well, I like this one or I like that one. And so she has something similar to this. And then you use it as a reference guide, which is nice. So you don't have to just think of it on your own. You can see that, and you can it doesn't have to be the exact same. But I really like my tree. I love trees. I love trees. So anyhow, yeah, that was a lot of fun on Sunday night. Part of me is like, I wish I had a ton of money so I could go back. Anyway, that was fun. And I'm going to keep on making things with my hands, keep on making videos, and seeing how this all works out. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe, and have a good day. Take care and have fun.